Spiros is playing Scarlatti Sonata in F minor to begin with, this wonderful piece, and we'll leave some time for his Liszt etude as well. Thank you, Piros.
Yes.
Okay, Scarlatti, F minor. After 555 sonatas, this guy, oh my God. This is a very beautiful piece. Contradictory in the approach of interpretation by many musicians. The performance of Scarlatti in general, like the performance of Baroque compositions, is debatable. Debatable in the sense that, as I said yesterday, these people were not writing for the piano itself as we know it now. They did not have this instrument at the time. So the interpretation is very subjective, always keeping in mind the composer's stylistic language. Even though Scarlatti is chronologically placed in the Baroque period, with his dates being 1685, 1757, his writing is more of a transition between the Baroque and the classical period, avoiding the heavy contrapuntal writing of Bach and producing more singing and lyrical works. The climax of which, or one of the pinnacles, is this F minor. This is a very simple score, and that makes it extremely demanding to perform. You see, the score is absolutely blank of any indications. There is nothing to help the performer as an aid for interpretation, and it is left all upon the performer to make his decisions of how to build, to structure, and to envelop the melodic material, the qualities of this score. Long discussions, and to this point, very debatable, as I said before. Piros approaches this work in a very personal manner, which is extremely convincing to my ears and to my heart. There will be other musicians who will contradict with this approach because it is fully based on romanticized techniques, but they are very precisely calculated and very well thought out. The other musicians would prefer a simpler, a more static interpretation of the music with less pedal and less legato line, let's say, even though I find myself coinciding with Piro's choice for the interpretation of this music. Now, visually, the music begins with, again, those arpeggios that we met yesterday with Beethoven, with Mozart. We saw these arpeggios beginning the pieces. The same happens here, establishing very well the tonal center of your F minor. Yes. So here, the establishment of F minor gives this opening atmosphere, which is kept throughout the piece. There are no dramatic changes, neither in technical perspective, nor in aesthetic perspective. The whole piece is placed under the umbrella of a single mood, of a single idea, of a single mentality, and it leads you to a melancholic sort of state, a state of longing. And this is the environment around which we have approached the interpretation of this music. There are certain qualities that I need to share with you. This requires absolute control of fingers. This requires a projection of the beauty of the music. It requires a very careful legato, which can be achieved in many ways, trying to avoid excessive use of pedal. Pedal is used, but it should not sort of cover the melodic quality of the music. Sorry, I need some water. And overall, it should sound very round, with very few angles, if existent. I'm even questioning if there is anything angular in this music. At this moment, I find it a very round composition, almost non-stop in the same pattern, full of 8 notes, as you see. Nothing strange, nothing different throughout the 2 sections. Yes? Let's begin. I have an opening on the right hand, a beautiful opening. I'm just playing the melodic line. Yes? The rest is just supportive. Without them, it sounds empty. With them, loud, it sounds awkward. So the left hand should come and complement and find the beauty of those single chords. How do I find the beauty? I listen to the harmony and I project the voices that will support. This is my chord in bar 2. I need a G, I need an F. I clearly need an F because I'm missing the F from the top in order to resolve here and start fresh on the tonic. So after I hear the harmonic environment of those chords and how they are fitted within the melody, I attempt a few tries in order to find the appropriate flow. This is all very beautifully set. What I did is something different from what Piros played. And the reason why I'm doing this is to show you that there are several ways of understanding such a simple score. I'm establishing my tonality here and pondering a bit. But too much pondering is over-exaggerating. So I rush a bit here to reach cadential point. So I ponder less, forward, place, and provide the cadence. I'll do it once again. This is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, because I will have objections for this approach, is do not ponder. It's the first statement of the theme, and you don't have to ponder. You need to introduce your theme in a beautiful sound to your audience without pondering. Fine. Sounds drier than the first performance, but honestly speaking, it is more accurate to the stylistic approach of Scarlatti. I'll do it once again. Sorry. In both versions, I was clearly thinking of two things: the vertical relationship of the chords with the melody, but also the linear structuring of the melody with the intervals I was telling you before. I'm feeling the distances, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the second. I can feel those distances within my fingers, as if my fingers are opening up, stretching to the actual relation of the interval. Third, thirds, majors and minor thirds. Fourth, longer distance. Second, open up, further away, closer, closer, even closer, open up. Either with pondering or without pondering. If you begin feeling those distances and you vertically hear your harmonic structure and your harmonic language, then you're producing something really well thought out and convincing. Now, if you're gonna ponder and be extremely romantic, sorry. Or you're gonna go straight forward. That's a personal decision. Beauty of sound. It's all how you actually approach the keys of the piano with your fingertips. Yes, not flat, but round and wrist up. It's like feeling the weight of your key on your piano and controlling that. Transition, feel the weight. So here you need to very clearly distinguish the voices. So initially you wouldn't play very soft. Initially you would play in a mezzo piano. So you have space here to soften out and close. Now, what is happening here to the left hand? The left hand is taking the opening of the right hand. You see the arpeggiated line here? It is taken by the left hand, and so the opening introductory material, which in the beginning is the melodic line, it simultaneously and automatically changes and it becomes the harmonic structure, because on top you have your melody. Yes, so underline this. You have so it should sound the same. The way you approach this. Sorry. The same way you approach the left hand. This requires a lot of practicing. With the tone, it should be the same. It should be in the same environment. And to this line, you add the right hand. Sorry. Less pedal, even less than what I'm using at this point. Be very careful with the rests. We don't want longer notes than what is indicated on the score. So here, off, 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 off. So there, it's not only off your hand, but it is also off your pedal, because you need to be able to hear this silence. Etc. Such beautiful music, you can't stop playing it. Now what happens with dynamics? That is something also very personal. As I was listening to Peter's recording, I was thinking, okay, we're in mezzo piano. So for the first time, we have the triplet figuration that will incessantly be interchanging with twos and threes. So we need to make sure we have a nice warm quality in the first triplet and make sure that we can hear its placement with the left hand in between. Nice and clear. Make sure that we are there at the time. That means that this last note that falls in between the triplets here and here, the last note of the left hand, is very, very important. So you don't have to rush. You actually to feel the transition from here to here, from here to here. So it has a dual sort of purpose. It helps you drop properly and to transition. And then you have this the first time, second time, and then it comes down and down and down, and then it goes up. So the second time it doesn't have to be so strong and so emphatic. The second time can be a bit more reserved. This is you can go louder. You can go louder. You can also separate your left hand. Even if you're using a light pedal. And continue. Your melody hasn't stopped. It's not the end. And crescendo. Second time that leads. Here you can do a crescendo, here you can do a decrescendo, whatever you decide. It's one thing that I object with Pierce's choice is the way he reaches bar 16, which is this C. This C here. He comes from a soft dynamic, and then he stresses. Okay, this is debatable again. Is it the end or is it the beginning of something? At this stage today, here, I can see it as the end. So it's less. And here we start fresh. So, opening up. Bass. Close in order to have space. And open up. Intensity with the dissonances. And then here you can drop. Less, because we heard it before. There is no need to hear it again so loud, and move. Just move, keep moving. The excessive use of rubato is very dangerous to make your piece sound in sections. And that is not the ultimate goal. So back to, here, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just do this. So you would think that here your melody is over. No, it goes more and up and higher intensity. And I would still go on. And you think this is over. No. It's like the section is ending here. It's like it's over, yeah? No, it's not over. But no, not the end. I'm talking about those C's here. It's not yet the end, so keep moving. Okay, that would also be the end. But fortunately, this is not the end. But where is it taking us? Move. Now, how are you going to approach those C's? Too many C's. You need to show and give some significance. Move. Here, you can take a stop. You can take a moment to breathe, to place. Move. Place. You want this octave to resound. And second time, make it sound. Again, third time. Repeat. Breathe. Please, people, breathe. Now, the second time, you can be freer because you have already introduced your subject. You have done so. So you can be freer. And you can do other things. Move forward. What did I choose to do this time around? That's up here, yes. I chose to bring out the left hand clearly in order to show those intervals. Yes? Breathe. Sorry. Very little use of pedal, extremely little use of pedal, just for the sake of the legato. Now, the second section begins with the left hand in the major. So it needs to be sort of more risoluto, like decisive. And it combines the two rhythmical qualities of the piece, the 8 notes and the triplets. Yes, so the 8 notes, the arpeggiation from the beginning, and the triplets from the main theme. Show them. Since you know about those motives and you have studied your music, show it. And again. So this line coming down, which is a motive, in the line below, it is becoming a sequential line that will lead again to the triplets. So this is like a hint. Again. And this hint develops. Yes? Now, there is a difficult section here, difficult because you are going up and then you have to jump, go further down, far from your octave, and you need to make it sound smooth without any agitation or any anxiety, technical anxiety. So you need to find the appropriate fingering. Many people use 5. I think I like my 3rd finger. And I would like to begin those sequences, A, E, with the same finger, because then I can control the key in a way similar to the one before, A. E, A, E. And you use your arm and you're so flexible and so relaxed that you can actually move from here to here and there and then back to A and E. Know what am I playing? And build your line. Make sure that your triplets drop perfectly well with your duplets in the lower line. Another tension here. You have these insisting E, but then underlining here, you have this motive. And you need to be able to show both the dissonance, but also the underlining motive of those octaves. And here, even the climax is built, in my opinion. This is here is becoming louder and clearly more intensified than before. There are various ways he achieved this. He adds those decorative notes. The music is full of decorative notes, but here, okay, like before, the resolution is delayed with the appoggiatura, trill, appoggiatura, trill. And then we have a line that goes up to C there. And you have to show this descent, this ascent, which is intensified by trills and trills. So higher. Still going up. You're up there. And then you're again reminded of your triplet theme. So here you have reached the apogee of your climax. now you can start dropping, or you can still emphasize your bass, as long as you don't accent this. Again, another climax. So you're moving from one climax to another climax, or you're just constantly climaxing. It's up to you. Very similar to the previous section. Careful pedal, place. Here, F, we're reaching the end. What is this? I need to show this. It's a point of arrival. And the music is gradually moving down. It actually went all the way up from the previous, oh, I've moved to the other page, I'm sorry. It has moved up with all those trills and exciting intervals. Trill. I'm still in my climax and moving up and moving up and moving up. Your dissonances, your intervals of the left. Now it's coming down to resolution, which is not final. Up, still high. And now here. Still up. So this is the point of arrival. This is where we are coming down. Time. There you can take your time. And your final one. Now, the first time you can go loud, and the second time you can finish sottovoce, secco, with your nice control, full of control. This music is just control. Any questions?
These were great advice. Thank you very much.
Never late, Piros, never late. There's always time for new stuff, yeah? Okay.
Even the end of the first section could be seen as not finishing, as it continues in the second one.
Yes. Yes. It's up to you, to me, to whomever is performing, to see this in a very specific perspective, which varies. And as long as you're confident enough to support it with your technical assurance and quality of sound. What is common is the round sound in both of our approaches. You have a round sound. I've attempted to have a round sound. Your performance was very well thought out. And we sort of approached it similarly, but with a completely different phrasing and understanding of the motivic material.
Yes.